What is up, Madden gamers? I'm DND Gaming Member Arlick. I'm with MaddenU.com, and today I'm going to be releasing my 100% free run and gun ebook. So it's going to be one big video, so bear with me. Rather than releasing multiple videos all at once, I'm going to release one big video for everybody out there to see, and I'm going to label them. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to jump right into it, and the first play is going to be the first formation is going to be shotgun split flex. First play is going to be power O against a random defense. Play looks like this. So let's just max protect and snap the football. There I get a couple yards, but if you follow your blocks, it's really good. You can get usually some big gains, off of following your blocks. There I got stuffed a couple times, but it does end up working usually there. As you can see, I get to the outside and I get a really good gain. So let me break it down for you here. Usually, if the defense is over pursuing, you'll have a hole that opens up about right there. You see it, you cut back, and then also here you can take it to the outside. That usually averages about 5 or 6 yards for me. Just all kind of depends really, as far as what you want to do. So first play is shotgun split flex, power O. Second one is going to be the PAF slide. I'm going to show you how to set it up against a random play. Play's originally going to look a lot like this. All I'm going to do is drag my X wide receiver on the Xbox One, and then a couple plays couple people I want to look at is the RB receiver, the B receiver, and the X receiver. Now, if I recognize it's a cover 3 zone, I will roll out of the pocket and hit my B receiver, as he'll have one-on-one coverage. If not, I look for my RB receiver or my X wide receiver here. As you can tell there, it does get swatted down because they're bringing a heavy blitz. But usually, let me show you this. Usually it works to perfection pretty well. As you can see there, Cole Beasley gets the football, and he makes a really good gain out of it. So let me break it down for you real quick. As you can see here, it is a quick timing throw, but I could hit a couple people. I could hit my underneath receiver, or I could hit my RB receiver, which is what I did. Or, if I wait a little bit longer, I could even hit my my B receiver. So let me show you this one more time. See if I can't wait. There I hit my B receiver. As you can tell, it is a timing route, and as you see him break, go ahead and hit him with that. And if all else fails, your underneath receiver is who you want to go to. There, there is kind of a blitz coming on. So I just throw it, pass lead him inside, and make the catch there. As you can see, you get that one-on-one coverage. You got that big window there that you can squeeze that football into. Let me show you this one more time. That way you guys can kind of get the feel for it. Well, if I don't get sacked, let me show you this one more time. There's a lot of pressure when it comes to doing this. So, as you can see there, I throw it out to Cole Beasley, and he gets about 8-9 yards. It is a really effective play to run. I highly recommend doing that, if you've been running the football a lot. Next play is going to be the read option. Really good play. If you've run the read option, you know how to run it. All you do is you just read the defensive end. If he stands up, give it off. If he comes in, keep the football. So let's see what he does here. As you can tell there, I got a couple blockers in front, and I just keep it with Tony Romo, and usually gets really big gain because not a lot of people are expecting a run there from him. Ball comes out, Tony Romo, that does happen. But other than that, the read option, I'm just going to show it one more time. Don't really need to break it down as it's pretty self-explanatory. So let me show you that. And that's what happens right there in the read option. If you have to give it off to your running back, I'm going to break it down real quick. If you If you give it off to your running back, there's always going to be this big hole either here in the middle or to the outside. So that's what I like about the read option. Now then, let me there's a couple more out of the split flex here. It's going to be a PA fork against a random play. Play looks like this. All I'm going to do is take my RB receiver and put him on a wheel route, and then I'm going to take my X receiver and drag him. Now, in the event that it's man-to-man, I'm going to take my A receiver, and he's going to be my first read. Zone is going to be RB and X. So, let me see here. I hit my A receiver, as you can tell, as he breaks. That, since they're on man-to-man, I know that I'm going to have that route almost every time. Like I said, timing a route. I see him break, so I just hit him with a really, really big gain. I'm going to show you this one more time. They are kind of in a zone, so let me... actually, they're in a man, excuse me. As you can see, man-to-man, that play's going to get open all the time. And then see if I can't get some zone here. Then here I'm just going to throw it out to my RB receiver, and it's going to get picked off. No, that doesn't happen usually. So let me show you that real fast. That's usually what happens right there. Jason Witten usually flattens people when that happens. In the event of you seeing the linebacker coming up on that, throw it off to your underneath receiver. The main read here is if I see any linebacker not going out to defend the flats, that's when I know I'm going to have him open as well. I could throw that route there, that out route towards the sidelines, but I don't want it to get picked. So I'm just going to throw that little wheel route and watch Jason Witten just run people down. So that's the... That's like one pass play, two pass plays so far out of this formation. I got a couple more pass plays for you that work really well. Next one's going to be the halfback slip screen. There's an easy setup to this one. I like it a lot. You have the play that looks like this. All I'm going to do is take my RB wide receiver, and I'm going to swing him here. My main goal here is to hit my tight end on that play. And you'll just have the blocking out front. It's an effective play. I use it a lot. I get a lot of good yards off of it. So let me show you this real quick. The reason why it works is, you kind of got that delay there with the running back that you could easily flip it to. But what I like is the swing route gets open a lot faster and it gets out wider. And you have 4 blockers out front. If you don't overrun them, you can usually break that really big. So here it's kind of a pick your poison type deal. If I see him cheating up too much on the running back, I'll zing it out to my RB wide receiver. If they are playing for the RB wide receiver, I will hit my running back with it. And there you can see Jason Witten gets a pretty decent gain off of it. So that's pretty self-explanatory. Just swing the RB wide receiver, which will be your tight end. And look for him pretty quickly as you're going to get hit if you don't make a quick decision. Next play is going to be slot cross against a random play. Play looks like this. All you're going to do is drag your B wide receiver. That's all you're going to do. Your high-low read is going to be A or B. That's it. That's the only people you're looking for there. I don't know what kind of throw Romo had there, but I swear that never happens. So let me show you this again. There, I throw it out. I make sure I pass lead him out. That way he's got the ability to catch the football and run with it. So let me show you this real fast. Underneath, as you can tell, it's man-to-man. I could hit my my slot cross guy, which is Cole Beasley, and have him go for a big gain. But underneath, I also do hit Terrence Williams. I'm going to show you that one more time. That way you can kind of get the feel for it. There you can also hit your A wide receiver. As you can tell, against the zones, you're going to have a small window to kind of fit that football into. So right here, if you're throwing against that zone, make sure you pass lead up. That way he can catch it and you don't throw it too far out in front of him where it'll get picked. Usually if it's zone coverage, I'll throw it underneath. If it's like man-to-man, I'll throw it to my my A wide receiver. That way he's got the ability to take it and just go. So the last passing play out of this gun split flex is going to be wide receiver corners against a random play. This one does take a little bit of a setup, but it does really well. I'm going to take my A wide receiver, put him on a flat route. I'm going to take my RB wide receiver, put him on an option route. I'm going to take my Y wide receiver and just pass block him. So the play, when it's all set up, looks like this. My main reads are going to be B and A. B is kind of a timing route. So once he breaks, as you can see, I throw that pass a lot. Once he breaks, pass lead it out, so that way you have the ability to get to the sidelines if need be. Man-to-man is kind of iffy. If you throw it too soon, it's going to get picked. If you throw it too late, it's going to get picked. At the top of his route, like before he even breaks, I start to throw that football. That way he's able to catch it and run with it. I'm going to show you this play one more time. As you can tell, it does take a little bit to set up. So I'm just going to show you that real quick. And if I absolutely need to, I got my RB wide receiver to dump it off underneath. The play does take a little bit to develop there, so if they're blitzing, make sure you get rid of that ball quickly. So let me show you that one last time. There, I throw it to my B wide receiver, and as you can see, he's able to catch it in stride and just take off with it. That's it for the split flex formation. Next play I'm going to be showing you, or next formation is going to be the doubles. It's going to be the read option against a random play. Again, I don't really need to break this down, but you see him coming in there. You read the defender. That play doesn't usually go backwards. It usually has a positive play, or positive outcome on it. It's just all about how you run the football successfully throughout the game. And Romo doesn't have the speed, so there I know he is going backwards, but this play is effective. As you can see, for some reason, the Dallas Cowboys' best offensive line isn't blocking for me right now. So there you can see Tony Romo does finally break it, and he's able to get some positive yards. So I promise you, being stuffed doesn't happen very often on that play. The only way that is if they're actually playing to stop the read option. Next play is going to be the PA read against a random play. Play looks like this. All I'm going to do is slant my tight end, and I'm going to look for my tight end, X or Y wide receiver. There I can see it's a heavy blitz, so I'm just going to throw it out real quick and make the catch. If you got a speedy quarterback here, you can also roll out if need be to make those passes. But I see here he gets checked kind of off the line, so I throw it for an easy 15, 20-yard completion. I'll take it. It's a win anytime that happens. There I see it's man-to-man, so I'm just going to hit my X wide receiver as he's coming over the middle. Also, remember to pass lead him every single time. I could hit underneath too, but since I do see I have the separation there, I'm just going to pass lead him out so he's able to catch and run with it. So that's it for the PA read. Next, we're going to get some auto motion in, which I like it a lot. It makes it hard to stop. Play is going to be Z spot against a random play. I'm going to take my A receiver and my Y wide receiver and just slant them. So I'm going to look for my spot receiver, which will be Des Bryant, and then my A and Y wide receiver. So then against the zone, I'm just going to pass lead down so he's able to catch it and take off with it like that. That's why I like to pass lead down, because you're able to take it like that and get a touchdown out of it. Not all the time does that happen, but you do get a pretty good catch and run usually off of it. If it's like a third and like 12, you'll probably pick up 10, maybe 11 yards. In an event of man-to-man, I usually hit my A wide receiver or my Y wide receiver because they set that little pick play there, as you can see with the crossing. That frees up one of your guys because the defenders actually end up running into each other here. So, I mean, if I pass lead about here, that's going to give Jason Witten the time to actually catch the football. As you can see, it makes a natural man-to-man pick here as the defenders do run into each other. That'll free up underneath as well, but if you throw that too soon, or excuse me, too late, Dez is going to catch it underneath. There, it does free him up, so he's able to make that catch and just run with the football. So then, the next play out of this is going to be the flanker drive. Set it up just like you did the Z-spot play. Only difference is you got Dez Bryant coming underneath for a one of those pick plays again there. If you throw it too late, it's going to get batted down. So you really have to make your reads and, like I said, have that timing underneath. So if you need to, you can throw it out here and you get an easy 5 or 6 yards off of it. Self-explanatory, with the flanker drive. Just make your reads and be accurate with the football, and you'll get yards more often than not. Next play is going to be the halfback slip screen against a random play. So I'm going to take my Y wide receiver and drag him. I'm going to be looking for my RB or Y wide receiver. So there's a couple things that you have to remember when throwing this play here particularly. Let me break it down for you real quick and show you what I mean by it. What you have to do is, the moment you see the running back go out, if there's anybody out there, throw it to the Y wide receiver. If nobody's out there, throw it to your halfback on the screen play. So let me show you that again. Kind of a pick your poison type play there. As you can see, Cole Beasley does get underneath, and he has blockers, to take it, to kind of take it upfield and keep going with it. So, almost done with the doubles formation here. Next play is going to be the inside zone read option. Again, like I said, speedy quarterbacks thrive in this system. So, read option here, same rule applies. If they come in for the blitz, keep it. If they stand up, give it off. I'm going to run this play just a couple times, see what all I get there. As it being an inside zone play, you do get usually pretty decent yards off of it, almost every single carry that you have off of it. Tony Romo's not the fastest, but if he's got the acceleration to it, that's going to be a big play almost every time. As you can see, getting to the edge and all that stuff. So that's the inside zone read option. And again, I do apologize for it going to be such a long video, but I don't want to release multiple, so you guys have to constantly watch, different videos. I'm going to label them, so that way you guys can kind of pick and choose where you want to go in the video. Next play is going to be PA zone read against a random play here. Play looks like this, and then all I'm going to do is slant my A receiver. I'm going to look for A, B, X, and Y. So let's see here. That never happens. The wide receivers colliding like that. That's the first time I've ever had that happen to me. In the event of a heavy blitz or anything like that, you chuck it to your A wide receiver, who's usually going to have some room to run with that football. Let me break it down here. You got a couple guys open underneath here. I prefer my tight end. But if not, you got your X wide receiver that is coming open over the middle as well. So it's kind of a pick and choose what you want to do. You got your X wide receiver there that I throw it to. He's able to catch it in stride and keep going with the football. There I throw it to Dez Bryant. He's able to catch it and get some big yards. So that's a win right there. Seeing how you have multiple ways or places to go with the football. Last and final play in this formation is going to be the inside zone. So against a random play, inside zone is just like was the read option. The only difference is you're not running the read option. It's just the zone play. So this play is really good for snapping the football and just taking off with it. As you can see there, DeMarco Murray, I come in throwing some stiffies there. That way That way I have a bigger chance of breaking it. Nothing too fancy. Just going to come in the line and just hit him with stiff arms. Throw some bombs out there. See, as you can see, he does break that play. And he fights for a couple more to get the yards that you need. So, next formation is going to be the trips tight end. Fun formation. Love this formation. I use it a lot. It's going to be PA slot corner against a random play. Play looks like this. I'm just going to take my Y wide receiver and flat him. Play now looks like this. I'm going to be looking for my B, Y, or X wide receiver here. Man to man. Again, you've got it so where you're going to have that one-on-one on the outside there. And just throw it to him, pass lead out. Once he hits his break, chuck it in there. That way he's able to catch it and run with the football. So, again, I'm just going to flat route him. In the event I see a blitz or anything like that, I'm going to throw that football because usually in the event of a blitz, that's going to be really well and usually caught almost every time. As you can see there, I see they are playing a zone defense, so I'm just going to hit my Y wide receiver with that as he's got room to catch and run with that football. I could throw it underneath. I could throw it out there to Terrence Williams, but I'm not going to risk it getting picked. I'll just take the safe throw and pick up the yards that I need for it. So that's the first play out of this formation. So let me show you. Oh, that's a doubles formation. Trips tight end. Is it again? Again, we're going to do the slip screen out of this one against a random play. Same rule applies. Take your B wide receiver and just drag him. Same formation here, or formula applies to it, is if you see nobody out there with a screen pass, throw it to your running back. If you do see somebody out there, hit your B wide receiver with it. Usually, you'll have some room to catch and run just like that and take it into the house. So that screen play is pretty self-explanatory. Just follow your blocks and take it where it needs to be. So let me and I also do apologize for it being such a long video, but like I said, I wanted to make it easier for you guys. So next play is going to be the read option. Again, this will be the last time I show the read option because it's self-explanatory. As I've shown this in the video multiple times there, you get pretty good blocks, and even Tony Romo is able to score with this play. So let me show you this one last time. As you can see, it goes backwards, but it still makes it into a positive play since he did get that touchdown. All right. Next play I'm going to be showing you will be trips tight end again. PA crosses. There's a couple ways you can set this up. It's against a random play. Slant my A wide receiver, or if I expect it's a zone or a one-on-one coverage, I will either put Dez Bryant on a fade route or, just a little curl route. But again here, you can do your little rollout stuff that you want to do and then just catch it. Hit one of your high-low targets. I prefer either hitting my Y or B wide receiver, and if all else fails, I'll hit my A wide receiver here as he's able to catch it and usually take it upfield. So let's show you this one more time before I end up breaking it down. You do kind of have to be quick with it sometimes, but nonetheless, it takes practice. I don't expect you guys to jump in there and use this playbook right away. Practice is what I recommend. I got a couple routes here. I got the slant coming open. I got the underneath here coming open. And then I also got the Y wide receiver coming open there as well. And then, if need be, I also got Dez there on the outside coming open that you can throw it to as well. So, that's a win there. Play action will keep them on their toes, as you can tell. If you got a quarterback that's got a really good play action, it's going to beat him 9 times out of 10. Next play is going to be the flood play against a random play. Here, all I'm going to do is take my Y wide receiver, slant him regardless, take my X wide receiver, put him on a smoke screen. Now then, couple things I'm looking for is the X, Y, and B. In man-to-man, the X will usually get open, so will Y and B. Zone, X will almost always be open as well. You get some blocking out there. That's an unstoppable kind of smoke screen there. When you run that play, you can try to user defend it as well, but it's going to be kind of hard to defend as well because, as you can tell, when it throws it, he backs up, and you got a block out there to basically catch it and just take it upfield, and then do any kind of spin moves that you feel necessary. Just take it and go with it. And also the Y wide receiver for that slants to clear anybody else out. That way he's able to get it as well. Pass lead, how you see fit there, whether that be pass lead up or pass lead down. Flood play will work out of any formation as long as you smoke screen the far outside guy and you slant the inside guy. That way, you kind of get that clear out route there. Next play is going to be verticals. With a little bit of a setup here, I'm going to take my A tight end and slant him. I'm going to take my Y tight end here, slant him. And then if I see man-to-man on the outside, I will fade route my X wide receiver. And then just try to hit him with it and go up and get that touchdown out of it. In the event that it is one-on-one and man-to-man, let me show you everybody that does come open. This is really good for those big plays that you might need there. As you can see, I see the one-on-one there to Dez, and I know Dez is a big guy. He's going to be able to catch it. Other than that, though, you got your Y wide receiver coming underneath, and then you got your guy on the vertical route also going long. So that's kind of a one-on-one play, no matter how you look at it. There, you have to usually get rid of the ball pretty quickly if it's a blitz coming, and if you got a good enough wide receiver, he will hold on to that football and just make it so where, you get a really big gain out of it. There, again, you get a really good gain from the verticals route, and you got several different options too, so you don't have to just focus in on that one guy, which could potentially, lead to a late game pick or anything like that. Really good if you need some fast yards quick. Next play we're going to focus on is the halfback counter against a random play. Good counter run, if they're pinching their line, this play will usually get it pretty well almost every time. So even if they do have a wide line out there, it'll usually get pretty good yards. There, DeMarco Murray, of course, I am using him, so he breaks that first tackle, and he takes it for a really, really big gain. So let me show you this one last time. Just follow your blocks here, like I said, and just follow them, and you'll get usually pretty decent yardage out of it. So that's self-explanatory. And these next few plays, I don't think I'm going to break down as, they're usually pretty self-explanatory here. So let me just go through them real quick with you guys. The counter read option, if you know how to run a read option, same rule applies, only it's a counter play. Next one I'm going to show you is the Panther curls against a random play. I'm going to slant my A wide receiver. My main reads are going to be my B wide receiver and my A wide receiver. I'm just going to pass lead down to my B wide receiver as he's able to catch it and then turn upfield for pretty big yards. So that's good, and like the goal line formations when you need them, be sure to be quick with that. If not, those two will collide and the ball will usually fall incomplete. As you see here, it's a 10-yard completion that he turns into about a 14-yard gain. So let me show you this one more time, and in the event that he's covered, you have your A wide receiver there that you can hit and run with it. It's an 11-yard gain, so that there too is also a win-win play. So then the last and final play out of this is going to be 45 quick base against a random play. Again, another run play. Just follow your block here, and then when you follow them, come in throwing stiff arms. Nothing too fancy about it. Don't worry about the left trigger. for those power moves and stuff like that. As you can tell, you'll have a higher chance at fumbling the football. So just go in throwing stiff arms. I mean, it's the best way to break tackles. I mean, as you can see there, he does shrug off one tackler. Hit stick's good too, or the truck stick, excuse me. But other than that, when you stiff arm them, you usually fall forward if you have somebody that has a really good, really good stiff arm rating, like DeMarco Murray does. Next play or formation is going to be out of the spread offense, which I like this next play. It's going to be PA comebacks with a random play thrown in here. I'm going to take my A wide receiver and slant him. And if I see one-to-one or one-on-one, I will take my best wide receiver and put him on a fade route and throw face catches all day to him. But my main reads here is going to be my Y wide receiver and then my A wide receiver underneath. Pass lead up so he's able to catch the football in stride and get potentially a really big gain out of it. So let me show you this instant replay and break it down for you. I mean, there's zones you could throw it here underneath since they are dropping a little too far. But here, I just try my luck and I just throw it up over the top into that window there with 3 defenders. He's able to catch it in stride and make the touchdown. And if nothing else, you have your comeback routes too that you can hit as well. Here, that's a little too far. That does happen sometimes, but other than that, it's usually a pretty good, pretty solid play to run. There, I felt the blitz, had to get rid of it. If you think it's going to be a blitz, don't throw it, because that's usually going to lead to a pick or something like that. Get it off quickly, like elsewhere. Put a guy on like a drag route if you see him blitzing. That way you have that positive underneath route that you can throw to. There you can tell again. I tried to force it in there, so let me hit my A wide receiver there. He's able to catch it and get a pretty decent gain out of it. Nothing too much, but he still gets it. So, let me show you the spread. Halfback draw, it's all right. Don't recommend running it. You can do the corner strike out of this one, which is what I'm going to show you against a random play. Same setup, as we did in the split flex. Only thing is I'm going to take my Y wide receiver and slant him. And then my RB wide receiver, I'm going to put him on an option route. So then I'm going to be looking for my my corner route here, or my C route, so I can hit him with it and go in stride. It's a timing route, like I said, to throw it to. If not, you got your slant wide receiver and then the flat wide receiver. Just get in practice mode and practice it so you can get it down. It'll work for you when you're able to get that down successfully. Now, next play is going to be deep attack against a random play. I'm going to take my Y wide receiver and slant him so you kind of got that crossing route. And then I'm going to fade my B wide receiver. My reads are going to be A, Y, and RB. That's going to be my main 2 reads here. As you can see, I threaded the needle there in between the 2 defenders with the pass lead. That happens, but at the same time, you don't want to be too hesitant. As you can tell, that linebacker there, he does end up breaking off, which I could chuck underneath to my other slanting wide receiver there. Like I do, get about 11, 12 yards. That's a win-win there, as you got multiple crossing formations. Playbooks, or the eBook's almost done, but I got a couple more good ones for you. Next play is going to be the slip screen, again against a random play. Same setup, A or Y wide receiver, drag him, and then you got your pick your poison type route here, and then if you guys know how to run it, I've showed you this in the other formations. Works universally. If you see a defender out there, throw it to the guy that's coming underneath with the drag route. Next play is going to be the halfback counter. against a random play. Same rule applies here with most counter runs. You know, just follow your blocks and take it upfield. Really good play. It's a win-win play there. So yeah, let's keep it moving. So let's do spread here. What I like about the spread too is you're able to see the blitzes coming a lot better as it spreads out the defense. The read option also is one that I run as well. Not going to show you that because you guys know how to run the read option. And then the next play is going to be the PA read against a random play here. Setup looks like this. And then I'm just going to take my X wide receiver and drag him. So you got that. I'm going to be reading my A, Y, and then X wide receiver here. And just remember to always, always, always pass lead on that, so you know you guys don't make a bad read or pass. As you can tell there, you know I do get a couple yards out of it, but I had to check it off underneath. So that's essentially a really good win play for me. Y wide receiver there. Usually he also gets open as soon as he clears the zone. So that's a really good 1-2 punch throw in there as well. Bear with me, guys. It is kind of long. Next ones will be the dart read option you want to run, and then the counter read option. Again, if you've ran any option play, you know how to run it. Trey open, really one of my favorite formations. I'm going to run the halfback base here. Simple run play. You know, just follow your blocks, throw some stiffies when you get up in there. That way you can get a couple extra yards fighting for it. You know, you don't have to worry about holding the left trigger or anything like that. So yeah, just throw those stiffies out there and let them fly. So that's a halfback base there. Self-explanatory there. Just follow your blocks, take it up the middle or to the outside. You know, wherever you guys see the room at. Trey open's going to be the last and final play or formation out of the shotgun. Next play is going to be the PA wide receiver in. I like to slant my A wide receiver here and streak my RB wide receiver. I'm going to look for my B and A wide receiver here. I'll do a little rollout here. As you can tell, you can usually get a one-on-one and then try to hit him with a kind of a face catch animation here. So nonetheless, if that fails, you have your X wide receiver that's coming open over the middle that you can hit him with. It is kind of a play that takes a while to develop, so if you expect a blitz, audible into something else. That way you don't lose any yards. Next play is going to be the corner strike against a random play. Same format here applies with the other corner strikes. Only different thing here is what you're going to do. RB wide receiver on a slant this way, and then you got the RB and the B wide receiver and all that. Make sure you hit them when they make their break. That way it doesn't have a big chance of getting picked off. So in the event of a zone, you're going to have a really big window to throw into and basically catch and run upfield. Let me break that down for you one more time. Here you got the slant. You can hit him here over the middle. But, you know, since I see the blue route here kind of sucking up that flat route, I just throw it into the open zone in between those two defenders and get a really, really good and big gain out of it. So that's a win-win there. Let me show you a couple more plays out of this formation, and then I'll go into the under center stuff and the Wildcat as well. Slip screen, same thing applies, only you're going to drag the guy on the opposite side of the formation, so that's explanatory. Z spot, same thing as you've done the other ones. The only difference is he's coming at a different angle. So I'm going to take my A wide receiver and slant him, so you got that kind of crossing pattern there. But I'm going to see who breaks where. There, I hit the wrong button, but I still made a really good throw there. That doesn't always happen. So, in the event of man-to-man, throw it out to your corner route. In the event of a zone, hit them with your hit the Z spot with it. So, got a couple more plays here out of the Trey Open. I'm not going to touch on any of the 5 wide receivers or anything like that, as I don't use it that often, so it's not really needed all that well. Next play is going to be 4 verticals, random play. What I'm going to do here is drag my X wide receiver, slant my RB wide receiver. So same setup as I showed you guys before. The only difference is it's running to a strong side to the right, coming over to the left side of the screen instead of the other way. You'll almost always get that separation there on the guy that I hit. Coming over the middle, you'll almost always get that separation. Read options also what I run as well, self-explanatory. And then I also do the wide receiver screen and halfback counter. I'm going to show you these run plays real quick, and then just follow your blocks here and take it up the middle. I mean, you get really good up the middle blocking, and if nothing else, you always can take it to the outside and just run people down. I mean, don't have to worry too much about the truck stick. If you have a really big back that has a really good stiff arm, as you can see, just focus on running the football and hitting everybody with a stiff arm. I mean, that's what I do. There, I ran into the defender, but still a positive play almost every single time. So then let me show you the Trey Open again, wide receiver screen against a random play. In the event that it is man-to-man, I'm going to take my X wide receiver and slant him. So I have somebody to throw to. There I'm going to pass lead him down. That way he's able to catch and run the football rather than catch it high and then get popped. So, let me show you that here. If I throw it up high, that's usually what happens is he doesn't get much. So, let me show you those one more time. There, again against man-to-man. Hit that slant route there, and yeah, make sure you make good reads and make sure that you practice this, as most of the time it is going to be a timing play. So, that's it for the Gun Trey Open. Next one I'm going to show you is a Wildcat. I put my best player in at wide receiver or at quarterback, so I do the package. So in this case, if I want DeMarco Murray, I'll put DeMarco Murray there. If not, I'll put my best quarterback there. If I have like a Russell Wilson, something like that. So I'm just going to throw in Dez, and I'm going to make my fullback blocker James Hanna, and then my outside wide receiver here, I'm going to put probably Gavin Escobar. That way I have a really good blocker there, and it's just going to be power. Random play here. What I always like to do is I like to keep it with my quarterback / wide receiver right away. That way I can kind of get a feel for it. If I have to, I'll pitch the football, and then I always have the ability to just hand the football off and go to the outside and get a really, really good play out of it. And if you see them over pursuing, you can also do a pass play out of it as well. There, as you can tell, I try to pitch the football. That takes a little bit of timing to do, but if you're able to pitch it successfully, you'll usually get it going to the outside. Follow your blocks there and just take it in to the end zone. You usually get really good yards out of it. So let me show you the next plays. You guys have seen the single back ace twins. That's up there as my under center scheme on my YouTube. And strong close, a couple plays I run out of this is a halfback force, and then the counter weak. Those are only the couple plays that I run, when I really need to chew that clock. And then the weak tight twins, I've showed you the money run out of that, which is going to be the halfback counter. And then I do run a lot of the pistol bunch tight end, but that'll be coming in the 5 scripted plays that I'll be posting up here soon. So that'll kind of go along with it as a 2-part series. And then the last and final one's going to be the full house. You know, when you need to run that clock. Halfback misdirection, power O. Really good plays. I'm going to show you the misdirection here. You know, just follow your blocks and then take it upfield and just chew that clock. So that's all you really need to do with the full house formation. Don't worry about passing it too much. You can also come out using your goal line stuff. But other than that, I just use it if I need to run that clock. And I showed you guys a shotgun heavy money play out of the run and gun playbook. So that's also out there as well. I'm Arlick. Like, comment, and subscribe. And for some of the best videos on the internet, go to the MaddenU.com.